This is someone looking to raise money for his new startup. He wants around $1 million. Would you lend it to him? Most of us will say no. But what about this guy? Would you lend him money? He definitely seems more trustworthy. For some reason, when someone dressed a certain way and has an air of confidence about them, we trust them more. An expert at this was Elizabeth Holmes. She understood the fragility of the human mind and was able to be crowned the world's youngest female self-made billionaire. Her goal was to revolutionize the medical testing industry, allowing her to build a company with an evaluation of around $10 billion. And then overnight, it was all gone. What went wrong? It seemed like to become a billionaire in today's world, you need three things: to be a college dropout, an idea, and to be young. Elizabeth Holmes checked all of these boxes. She attended Stanford University, and after 2 trips to Asia, she dropped out. On her first trip, she met Sunny Balwani, a millionaire who made his money in the tech industry. And on the second, she experienced firsthand the outbreak of SARS. When she came back from Asia, she locked herself in her room for 5 days and came up with the idea to revolutionize healthcare. At age 19, she started her own company, eventually calling it Theranos. Her plan was to engineer a machine that could take small molecules of blood and give you a range of diagnoses. What was her motivation for all of this?
I grew up spending summers and the holidays with my uncle. I remember his love of crossword puzzles and trying to teach us to play football. I remember how much he loved the beach. I remember how much I loved him. He was diagnosed one day with skin cancer, which all of a sudden was brain cancer, and in his bones. He didn't live to see his son grow up, and I never got to say goodbye.
The death of a beloved family member is what gave her the inspiration to try to change the world. And she had a lot going for her in order to accomplish it. Her deeper voice and the manner in which she tells stories had a way of captivating her audience. She was smart, hardworking, and had the dedication to accomplish what she wanted. Coming from a wealthy family wasn't a bad start either. Guiding her was her friend Sunny Balwani, who she later started to date. All of this gave her an air of credibility behind her. These factors propelled her forward, allowing her to get a range of investors. Some of these investors joined the board of her company, giving her an amazing team behind her. But she ensured that the voting rights belonged to her, ensuring that she could have run the company in a way that she desired. That amazing board that she was able to assemble propelled her into the public eye. Some even comparing her to Steve Jobs. And that was not by coincidence. She had copied many things that Steve Jobs did, from his style of dress to the way he scheduled meetings, but most importantly, the way he handled employees. Steve Jobs pitted 2 teams against each other, and the one that came up short would be fired. She copied that similar structure, understanding the importance of what she was building, making each employee sign an NDA before they had started and when they were leaving, all to protect her revolutionary new technology. With all of this coming together, she was able to build the Edison, a machine that was capable of taking a small amount of your blood and giving you a range of diagnoses that could potentially save your life, while simultaneously dropping the price of blood testing from $10 to $2.99. When the pharmaceutical company Walgreens heard of this, they poured $148 million into the venture, renovating some of their stores to have a part of the future in it. Walgreens foresaw that when this machine hits the market, giving you the ability to run 200 different tests at a fraction of the price, the public would flock to it. They trusted Elizabeth so much that they didn't even test the machine, believing and giving full support to this new idea. The investor confidence that she was able to get bring her company's evaluation to $10 billion. Her personal net worth was $4 billion as a result of it, giving her the crown of the world's youngest self-made female billionaire at age 31. There was just one small problem though. It was all a lie. Elizabeth had exaggerated the things that they were able to accomplish. In the tech space, this happens all the time, and for the most part it is fine, because there will always be a breakthrough technology just due to Moore's law. But Elizabeth was trying to make advancements in the medical industry, an industry that is notorious for taking years and even decades to make new advancements. So then, what was the Edison actually doing? Nothing really. The test results that came back were highly inaccurate. This was a huge problem, not only for Theranos itself, but also for the patient who got those results. Because doctors usually use these tests to either increase or decrease the amount of medication that is given to a patient, even deciding if immediate action needs to be taken. Thus, inaccurate results could be fatal. So why did people put money into this company in the first place? Didn't they do research? This is where Elizabeth's confidence and skills came into play. When investors came to the company, she set up demonstrations for them. They will take a sample of their blood and then act like they were putting it into the machine. Then Elizabeth will take them to lunch as they wait for results. As soon as the investors leave, they will take the samples and place it into machines that actually work, giving them accurate results. When the investors came back and saw the results, they had their proof of concept. Her skill to manipulate people went past the investors. It reached down even into her own company. The reason why she pitted people against each other was to limit communication. Those who were fighting against each other was not going to share information that was useful to perform their tasks. And this lack of communication extended to different teams who were working on different parts of the Edison. She claimed it was all to protect their intellectual property. But it was because if someone could have seen the bigger picture, they would have realized that it doesn't work. And for those that she couldn't keep under her thumb, she threatened lawsuits. Those NDAs that she had her employees sign ensured that they could never speak out against the company. How did it all fall apart? This is where journalist John Carreyrou steps in. He was not easily swayed by Elizabeth's charms. When he started to investigate the company, ex-employees came forward anonymously to tell their stories, and he published it all in the Wall Street Journal. Trying to get out of it, she tried to charm Rupert Murdoch, an investor into Theranos and the owner of the Wall Street Journal, and he simply told her that he trusts his editors to do their jobs. And they did. As the investigation carried on and the scandals unfold, Elizabeth did what she knew best, tried to charm and lie her way out of the situation.
Getting this kind of attention and scrutiny, what do you think's going on here?
Well, this is what happens when you work to change things, and first they think you're crazy, then they fight you, and then all of a sudden you change the world.
This time it didn't work. People kept on asking questions. They found out that the uncle that she was referencing, she wasn't even close to. And many people claimed that her deep voice was fake, only being used for the public. When the FDA started their investigation, they found that the machine was only capable of doing 12 of the 200 tests, and all of them were inaccurate. Elizabeth was investigated for fraud. The results? In 2018, she was indicted and Theranos was dissolved. And of course, when it came to the trial, she pleaded not guilty. She thought that she could have swayed the jury to her side. She claimed that she herself was deceived and emotionally abused by her partner, Sonny Belwani. He was by no means innocent. He had a major part to play in the entire scheme. But after looking at all the evidence, the jury saw through all of her lies. And on November 18, 2022, she was sentenced to 11 years and 3 months in prison. Elizabeth Holmes' demeanor, her confidence and lies carried her to the top, but it was also what brought her down. Remember this when you're investing in anything. Just because someone is wearing a nice suit and is able to charm you doesn't mean they are worth your time. Thanks for watching.